Hi Capricorn, here is your reading for August, and I was just asking Spirit what the general energy is for you, and I was getting that there's a change in your emotional state, and it's all about you raising your vibration in some way. So this is like being given, they're saying, a second chance at something here, but the way that you feel about this particular thing, or the way that you see or view this thing has changed, and this will impact whether or not you decide to have another go at something, is what I want to say here. Could be a relationship, it could be to do with the work, or it could be to do with a project here. Right, a few cards just flew out here, so I'm going to take these. These are the Angel and Ancestors Oracle. Let's have a look. We've got Spirit Fox. We have the High Priestess. And we have the Warrior. Okay. Now I do feel that always you are the warrior, so to speak, because, well, it says here, be fearless and stand strong. So I won't say you're always fearless, but you tend to really thrive on being strong and going for something when the chips are down, and keeping on going when the chips are down. So in a way, you're fearless. You don't let fear get the better of you. You keep on, going, and even more so when the going gets tough, so to speak. And the Spirit Fox says, trust your talents in changing times. So actually, this is what you're doing when you're standing strong. You're trusting that your talents are being shone, really, a light on. And you're trusting that whatever you need, you've got within you, and you're trusting that you're being guided all the time from your higher self. And this is important for you, because this is the way that you manage to move forward through life, through all the tough challenges that you have, and keeping, I won't say exactly always positive, because no one can keep positive all the time, but you seem to come around, and even if your mood dips, it will rise again quite quickly, because you know that you are able to tune into something that you need to tune into, and you have that strong passion, but also that firm belief that you have it all within you, that you are given guidance all of the time whenever you need it, so to speak, is what I want to say. And the High Priestess is you tuning into that inner wisdom, that higher wisdom here. And it says, harness mystic power. So I think that you do that all of the time. You're very grounded, Capricorn, but you do trust your intuition more often than not, is what I want to say here, because you know that it guides you endlessly, and always to where you're supposed to be going here, whether that's supposed to be going to something that's challenging, or whether you're supposed to be going towards something that's really easy and relaxing, a good time, so to speak. So that's the start of this, and let's have a look what the John Holland Heart deck say. Okay. Yeah, I do feel that you're really honing in on that higher sense of your mystic powers, so to speak, your spiritual knowing, and it's just getting stronger and stronger, and your abilities to tap into it are getting stronger, Capricorn. Wow, yes, wonderful. Trust again. this is actually the Fool, but this is you trusting in those higher forces, trusting in what your higher self wants to say to you, and you're taking a giant leap of faith into something without the prior knowledge that it's all going to be okay, but deep inside you know that it's all going to be okay in some way, that you're meant to do this. You always seem to know when you're meant to do something, even if it's not meant to be perfect and work out in the best way. It's something you know that you're supposed to take on this lifetime to learn, if you like, and you won't be sorry that you did that, because this is something that you were meant to do, something that you were meant to learn, and that something better will be on its way if this particular thing is not to be for you, so to speak. But you know, you are going to very soon be trusting in moving forward, listening to your guidance, and knowing that although it seems like a risk perhaps to other people, you're fully aware that this thing is for you and that you have to do it, so to speak. Right, what else do we have for this, our lovely collective of Capricorns here? Awaiting results. So this is you having, you know, 7 Pentacles in front of you. You've worked towards something, you've got so far with this, and you're wondering whether this is, I want to say, your lot in life. This is, you know, as far as you're going to go. Well, you know really deep down that it's never as far as you're going to go, because you're always climbing further and further up the mountain here. You're always on the lookout for something better, or a pathway that takes you higher in some way. And this tree is grown from roots and is growing all the way up through your body here. So you are the tree of life. You are always learning, always growing, always getting the knowledge, seeking the knowledge and going forward and grabbing that knowledge, because it's within you to want to do that. And I want to say that these results, you know, there's certain results will come with time, but there's certain results that you never get to because you're always climbing higher. So it's like you get so far and then you want to go for something else, so you climb a little bit higher. So there's never any proper results coming in. You get so far, so that is a result in itself, but you're always aiming higher, is what I want to say there, which is a good thing for you, because you know you are very much one of those people that just wants to learn and keep going and learn and keep going, and you know, perhaps learn to find your happiness in some way. Embrace that this is the World card. This is you on top of the world, on top of the mountain after climbing. Now this is you coming to the end of a particular cycle in life with success. So you've got so far, you've been successful in something, but you now have your eye on a different prize, if you like. This prize could more or less be something more spiritual, is what I'm going to say here. So although you usually like to collect your pentacles, your abundance, which is sometimes earthly abundance, such as money or a home and, you know, a car or whatever, something practical, this feeling that I'm getting is that you're about to start rising up the mountain to your spiritual heights here. And this is, you know, listening more and more intently to your energetic feelings inside, listening more intently to your higher self and your guides, and you getting to the top of the world in terms of learning more and more about your spiritual self and about the spirituality that's around you, if that makes sense. And I want to take one of these mystical fairy cards, because I feel that it is very much a mystical month for you. Even if you're not usually into anything spiritual, I feel that this month that you will be feeling and hearing and seeing your higher guidance here in some way, even if it's just to do with seeing things, signs and symbols, so to speak, in your outer world. And we have protect your dreams. It says, you are the guardian of your precious dreams, and they are safe in your care. Keep them close to your heart until you're ready to release them. So in other words, maybe don't tell other people what you're doing at the moment, because sometimes other people have a habit of talking you out of those things. And I think a lot of the time you, Capricorn, have a lot of things within you that you don't speak about, that you're wanting to achieve, or you're wanting to gain in this lifetime. So you don't usually tell other people about things until you're ready to, until they need to know. It's on a need to know basis, I feel, to say with you. Music. This says, listen carefully, for there may be a message in the music you hear. Music can lift your soul, rekindle memories, and charm fairies to your door. So there may be this sense of hearing songs, and they have a very strong meaning to you at that particular moment. And there may also be that you're hearing frequencies, or that listening to different frequencies in terms of music, perhaps on YouTube or wherever you can, that you will get more of a deeper insight and a stronger intuition and a stronger psychic self, if you like, through this music. And also through this frequency, you may get some healing that you need, whether that be physical, mental, emotional healing. And at the beginning I did get that your emotional self is changing. Your energies to do with your emotional self is changing. So I feel that you may be interested in looking up some music with different frequencies that help you to heal emotionally, is what I want to say there. And I feel that you're very much changing your perspective on everything in life. So it's a very strong and continuous change that's going on, particularly this month, where it's very strong, but it will continue for the rest of your life, is what I want to say, because you're going to be looking very much more into spiritual matters, my lovelies. Okay, is what I want to say here. I'm going to take one of these number cards. Let's have a look what your guides are telling you through numbers. Okay, 333. This says potential. Your chance to reach your highest of potentials is here. Perseverance has gotten you to where you are. You have been through so much, and this guidance is here to show you that you are exactly where you need to be. And your affirmation is, my potential is infinite. I use my strength as my ally to pursue my highest good. And again, you've got lots and lots of inner strength, and you do use it. It's what keeps you going. Lots of people think, how does Capricorn keep going all the time? How do they manage to get through so much stuff and still keep standing and going strong, and being that strength for other people? And it's because you just feel inside that you're being looked after. Deep down you know that you're being looked after, and it's in a spiritual sense, is what I want to say with that. And the potential here is infinite. So I do feel that you can get what you want out of life, and it can be very materialistic, but I do feel right now you're looking at your spiritual self, and the amount of potential that you have for happiness through your spiritual endeavors is amazing and unending, if you like. With that, I'm going to love you and leave you and say have a beautiful, wonderful month, my lovelies. Much love.